Shout out to Grant Cardone, man. Even Mr. President of the United States shouted him out too. Grant Cardone, he gives a lot of game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's see what he's talking about.
100 grand a month, you broke. Like you don't even have money. But you can't do that making 100 grand a month.
Came up as a church boy with my dukes on.
Break the norm. You got me a hex tie, man?
Yes.
Thank you, brother. Thank you,
You
man.
know what a hex tie is?
Sure I do, man. Sure I do. I got a buddy, he loves these. It's awesome, man. Hooking me up, man. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Look at that, huh? All right, let's talk about you now.
Yes.
Enough of me, man. Enough of me. Thank you for the gift. Yes. When did you learn English?
A little bit on my own, a little bit through reading books, practice, and in the last 2 years I've been having lessons with English teachers. It improved.
Oh, good, man. It's great.
How did
Okay.
you learn English?
I learned English because my mama talked English. She spoke English.
So when I was 19, I was sleeping on the floor of my apartment. I was so broke. Picked up a mattress from the trash because I couldn't even buy a bed.
Pick the mattress up from the trash.
Yes.
Wow.
I was cleaning that up for like 2 hours
Uh-huh.
to sanitize it. Oh my god. A few months later, got the millionaire booklet.
Yeah.
10x, read the 10x
I
rule.
started with the millionaire booklet.
Yes.
Okay.
That like transformed my perception of how you make money.
Mm-hmm.
I was a millionaire by 20 years old, and I want to scale to $1 million a month. And I'm not exactly sure what it takes to get there.
Will you?
Yo, I gotta read that book too. Hold on, bro. I don't fucking around. You can read
Okay.
the book and make. I ain't gonna lie, they put some info in some books. What book he talked about? The 10x Rule is Grant Cardone's book. The Millionaire book.
A millionaire booklet.
Yeah.
10x, read the 10x
I
rule.
started with the millionaire booklet.
Yes.
Okay.
That like transformed my perception of how you make money.
Mm-hmm.
I was a millionaire by 20 years old, and I want to scale to $1 million a month. And I'm not exactly sure what it takes to get there.
Well, you can't do that. You can't do that trying to keep 70 pennies.
Yeah.
So you're chasing the margin rather than chasing the top line. So this is what I would tell you. First of all, you're making too much money on the 70% that you're keeping. It's too big a margin. You gotta get that thing down to like something like 30 and 40% is like is crazy.
Why would I want to decrease?
Because because you need to increase the top line for you to get to $1 million a month. Okay.
I think what he's saying is instead of paying yourself, invest it back into the company. Because he's probably keeping more money than he should.
I'd rather make 30% on $1 million a month than make 70% on 100 grand.
Yo. I ain't gonna lie, that's bars. Because what's 30% of 1 million? I'm about to chat GPT, guys. I'm sorry. What's 30% of 1 million? What's 30% of 1 million? See, when you can't do math in your head, you just use AI because it's gonna take over. It's 300,000. So yeah, instead of, oh my God, you can, whether it's 70%, 80%, or 90% of 100,000, you're not even making as much. So 30% with more money coming in means you're making more money. So genius.
What would you rather do?
Yeah, same thing.
I don't need a margin, dude. When you go to the bank and you want to buy a plane, they're not going to say, hey, what's your margin? I'll tell you something, all right? Everybody has to scare. People do not have a choice. You do not have a choice in this.
I know. I agree.
It's not even a choice. Because you're being pulled by this 100 grand a month, or you could go back to doing the mattress thing, man.
Yeah.
You can go back to doing the mattress thing.
No way.
Okay? So you see, you're in that 22-year-old struggle of, man, am I going to be happy or am I going to be rich? If I had it all over to do again, I would go full out on the rich thing. I wouldn't worry about women right now. I wouldn't worry about recreation. You're rich enough, dude, the whole world would just like suck into you.
All right.
But you can't do that making $100 grand a month. $100 grand a month, you're broke. Like you don't even have money. I'm surprised you bought me that tie. I'm worried about you, man. How you taking care of your mom and dad on $100 grand a month?
Really?
Really, dude? How do you even live on that? How do you even feel good about yourself? Like, how do you put your head down at night and say, man, I'm a good son. I make $100 grand a month. All I'm saying is, bad shit happens to people that don't move. You gotta move, man. You gotta make you move. Make moves.
Yo, I knew somebody that lived with my brother who was like, Grant Cardone was like a scammer. Fuck him. And even if he is or not, he still gives amazing advice. Writes great books. I don't care if he scams or not. He knows the advice is true. So.
Okay. Or make excuses. Okay. 10,000 clients.
Yes.
Okay. That's awesome, bro. You know, I didn't have 10,000 clients. I was in business 20 years before I had 10,000 clients. It's unbelievable.
Holy fuck. Yo, I need to start running this shit.
Or make excuses.
No time.
Okay.
I have excuses.
10,000 clients.
You said make moves, not excuses, bro. I'm dead ass about to like write down all my ideas and plans and how I could get started.
Yes.
Okay. That's awesome, bro. You know, I didn't have 10,000 clients. I was in business 20 years before I had 10,000 clients. It's unbelievable. So that's the scale that you need to think with, okay? You don't need to think with margin, you need to think with adding zeros.
All right.
You need to drop something, and you need to scale your business out. So you need to drop all the other bullshit. All the other stuff that you're not gonna be able to do when you're 50 or 60.
Yeah.
Okay, because what you're gonna wanna do when you're 50 or 60, dude, is you're gonna be like, I wanna go where I want, with whoever I want, as long as you're gonna want to be able to do your business out.
See, now the win is like, I saw a comment, y'all. Yo, this is a dope video. I'm glad I'm watching this right now. If you're watching this, you're getting a lot of game. And I just ask of you to take action, because taking action is everything. It's the hardest part, it's the scariest part, but it's the part that gives you the most. But I saw a comment that said, don't listen to him, man. You don't want to work your life away when you're young and then live life when you're 60 and 70, which is true. But to combat that, I wouldn't try to get rich and be miserable when I'm young. I'll try to get rich, but yet I'm working hard, but I'm working on things that I care about or I have an interest in or I know is like impactful or I get some enjoyment out of either what I'm doing or the impact I'm making or the results. You just need some kind of enjoyment. Because you don't need to be like, oh, happy, 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 like you're like a little 5-year-old. But you want some kind of enjoyment. So if you can, like, for me, example, I can see myself doing YouTube, and YouTube can make you a lot of money. I can see myself doing music. I see myself doing fitness, helping people with fitness. I see myself teaching people things that could help them in life. I see myself doing things like that I know is like you can scale, make money from, and still enjoy yourself at the same time.
So you need to drop all the other bullshit. All the other stuff that you're not going to be able to do when you're 50 or 60.
Yeah.
Okay? Because what you're going to want to do when you're 50 or 60, dude, is you're going to be like, I want to go where I want, with whoever I want, as long as I want. You listed like 4 or 5 things you had.
Yes.
So you got to decide now, right now, hey man, what's the most important thing? You know, you understand what I'm saying? So you got to think about, okay, how do I collaborate with other people? How do you turn that into 100,000? How could you turn it into a million fucking consultants? About okay,
I'm even gonna lie, I feel like I could get a lot of clients off sports betting. I'm a pretty good sports bettor. I can get clients off that easy, bro.
How do I collaborate with other people? How do you turn that into 100,000? How could you turn it into a million fucking consultants? So you got to decide right now. 22 is a great age, man. Start making decisions. What kind of business you want to build? You want to build something real? So you got a chance, man, to do something huge, bro. I was 45 years old before I made the kind of money you're talking about right now. You can do that at 22. You can make $1 million a month. You can make 10 million a month. You can make 100 million a month. You could be the next Jeff Bezos. You could be a
Yo, Grant Cardone started leveling up at 45, bro. I'm fucking 27 and I feel like shit because of where I'm at. I ain't gonna lie, I should have not one but two beautiful women with me right now. I should be able to do what I want when I want. That's where I want to be in life. So let's do it.
God, dude. That's what Greece is known for. The gods. You need to think bigger than 6 feet and 190 pounds. You need to think bigger than a 7-inch dick. What is that, 14 centimeters or something? I don't know. Whatever. You need to think bigger, dude, than a sensation. It's temporary, bro. The body's temporary. But you gotta go grab the star. You're a guy that can have big ideas, man. You're a leader. Can you get 10? Go grab the station. It's temporary, bro. Or something, I don't know. Whatever. You need to think bigger, dude, than a sensation. It's temporary, bro. The body's temporary. But you gotta go grab the star. You're a guy that can have big ideas, man. You're a leader. Can you get 10 million people to follow you? 100 million people to follow you? 1 billion people to know you? Selfish people don't need to scale. Unselfish people know they have to scale. You're ahead of 99.9% of the population, bro. You know, make moves or make excuses.
You're a leader. You're a leader and get people to follow you. That's some fire shit to say. That's fire, bro. That's fire, man. Hope y'all enjoyed that video, man. We out.